Hello, I'm Jeff Baranyi. I'm a solution engineer on the public safety team and part of our disaster response program. And today we'd like to talk to you about dynamic weather briefings using the portfolio application. So what we're looking at here is the portfolio application that has been configured with a variety of dynamic content coming from both NOAA and the National Weather Service, as well as the Esri Living Atlas. And this is a great way for portraying, dynamic information, especially for briefing purposes, as opposed to using a static, PDF, map that needs to be exported, on a regular basis. And you'll notice here that I've hit the play button on the VCR-like controls here at the bottom to automatically step through each tab within inside this portfolio application. And you'll notice that every 10 seconds or so, it's advancing to the next map that's showing the dynamic and most up-to-date, information for that particular aspect of, weather or climate. So again, this is something that we can, flip through in an automatic fashion using the autoplay function, or we can manually step through each tab here within inside, the application. Now, this is, dynamic, content. And this is a live, interactive map. So we can zoom in here and get, additional details. And for example, click on the map and see, you get the pop-up information, in this case showing, how much snow is falling in this part of, Wyoming. Another key feature that's a part of this, application is the ability to zoom in to a specific extent. So in this case, if I'm interested in what's going on in Florida today, I can just type that into the location bar. And as I step through each ensuing map here, the location and the extent is locked at that same location, so I can see what's going on in that particular area, jurisdiction, or part of the country. Now, in many cases, your users may want to get additional details about the data and information that they're looking at here. So if I click on the I button here, I can get an additional pane that will show up here that's pulling in additional information from the item details for the ArcGIS Online item. And this can include live hyperlinks to the item itself or additional resources or information. So if you want to, you can have that pane, that information pane, show up here as we continue to flip through all the elements and kind of pull through all of this information. Now, one thing that we've heard from the community is it's still important in some cases to be able to still print a map of some of this dynamic information that we're looking for at. So there is an export function here as a part of the functionality where you can pull in some information and create a static PDF map of this information and print this out. So in the interest of time, we can look at a map that was previously generated that pulls in some of the legend and some of the additional details that were provided. Now, one last aspect of this app that we'd like to highlight is that this is built with our JavaScript 4x API, which what's important about that is it's works really well on mobile devices. So as you can see here in this mobile emulator here, I'm getting a great experience of looking at and viewing the same information, the same particular application, on a mobile device, as many users and obviously internet browsers these days are, and people access information on their mobile apps. First, we just wanted to highlight that you can have a great experience on your mobile devices accessing the same information. And this is certainly an application that, as we've talked to others, has really resonated very well with the weather community, and something that we wanted to share with you all today. So just a couple of quick notes in terms of getting started with this application. One way to do that is from your content view with inside ArcGIS Online. Click on the Create App button. Select the Instant Apps collection here and browse for or search the portfolio app. And you can be off and running with adding in, your maps, your apps into an engaging portfolio application to share with your constituents, partners, and stakeholders. Now, in closing here, there's a couple of additional resources that may be helpful, including a couple of recent blog posts introducing this app, as well as the link to the briefing app that I showed that is actually public, that you can use as perhaps an inspirational example, and how you all may be able to start leveraging the portfolio app to highlight the great work that you're doing in the oceans, weather, and climate community. With that, thank you very much.